It first began like every other type of zombie virus, slowly but surely consuming everything in its path. Time marched on, as did the undead, consuming everything in their path, yet marching forward all across the globe. And now, the story continues. From 28 days later to 28 weeks later, we're finally here. 28 years later. Ooh, I've been waiting for this day for so long. It's time to get this movie trailer to the dissection table quickly. Welcome back to the dissection table, and this is where we take the latest video games trailers and break them down bit by bit. Now let's not waste any time and take a closer look at what 28 years later is hiding from us. Let's go. This trailer kicks off with showing us that there is still yet some kind of military presence still operating and alive right here in this world. I don't know how that's possible, because in 28 weeks later, not even the US military was able to stand up to the infected. I mean, even Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner here, wasn't able to survive this. And unsurprising to absolutely nobody, this military, regardless of which country they belong to, these soldiers, they get attacked by the infected. So soldiers are alive, the military is alive, apparently many countries are still surviving, especially humanity that took up refuge on islands. But just because some are surviving better than others, that doesn't mean everybody is. Case in point, this human stronghold, they have a ye olde fashioned lead injector right here mounted up at this sentry point. Arrows and bolts? No, against these infected, I mean, if we had the slow shambling walkers, I mean, maybe, but if you know anything about these zombies, I'm not going to take the time to stand still and take aim. Oh, hell no. Then again, people definitely have better aim than me. Look at how many they've dropped. Wow. Definitely people's aim is better than mine, considering on this island, humanity has not only continued to survive, but we're thriving actually to a small degree. Standing buildings. Shocker. Unfortunately, as whenever it comes to most zombie apocalypses, however, we've adopted really strange traditions. Case in point, father and son are heading out of the safety confines of this island to do what? Who knows, but these are apparently our lead protagonists in 28 years later. We have father right here and we have son. No names right now. They prepare for their departure, opening up this gate, allowing them to venture off the island. And when it comes to this island, it only has one form of landmass that connects it from, this island to the actual genuine mainland. We know this based off these pictures of this map from this image here and this one right here, where we get an even better look at this one very thin road of land that connects the mainland to this island. Maybe father and son are leaving this island because apparently on their precious island we've got like some type of cult shenanigans going on here. We get this crazy look at this, whatever this is. This is some supernatural horror movie scenario setting right here. Whenever you see kids drawing creepy things, yeah, I'm out. And here, this image actually is the same backdrop where we saw that creepy mask, and we see, again, I got a feeling that there's something going on that main island, because it looks like people are just kind of going crazy. You could not be, there's no amount of resources or food or clean drinking water, it's not worth it. I'm staying on the island, because this is what they have to go through when they get off the island to the mainland. Oh, hell no! Because when it comes to the zombies in this verse, let me make myself very perfectly clear. They're probably going to be able to outrun you. The infected, the zombies in the 28 days later verse, they're infected with what is essentially a rage virus. They are not slow and shambling zombies in the traditional sense. No, they can sprint, and not only can they sprint to a point where they're even damaging their bodies, their bones, and their muscles. So again, they can probably outrun you. And arguably the worst part about that, even though them being able to outrun you, probably 9 out of 10 people, if that's not scary enough, when it comes to them and their bites and their scratches, the infection spreads within seconds. So whatever the reason, whatever has drawn father and son onto the mainland, we also see those soldiers from the very beginning, and it looks like they've made their way to the island for safety, but they too get attacked. So do we also have infected? Do we also have zombies on that island as well? I'm going to assume yes. So it looks like the infected, the zombies in this verse actually can swim, because we see what looks like father and son here swimming back to the island, but the defenses are activated on the island, attacking what looks like a zombie right behind them. Like always, whenever it comes to any type of zombie apocalypse, while the infected are dangerous, while zombies are terrifying, everybody knows the real danger. That being us, humans, we're a worst case scenario to come up against, because zombies did not build this giant skull tower. We humans are really terrifying whenever it comes to these horrifying zombie apocalypses, aren't we? It does look like we're going to be expanding and building on the nature of the rage virus, considering when it came to this image, it was very difficult to see, but we see this massive swarm of crows or ravens swarming father and son right here. So I'm going to assume more than likely that wildlife, animals, actually can be infected. And now that I think about it, we know they can, because that's actually how it began in 28 days later. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, animals also can be infected. So now it looks like the birds, the wildlife, have fed on the infected, and now they themselves are in turn zombified. 28 years later, we've waited so long for this third installment, and now it's finally here. In theaters this June 20th. I hope you guys enjoyed the video breakdown. If you did, please make sure to follow, like, comment, and for future movie and video game trailer breakdowns. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one.